So a common issue for puppies is jumping up. And so we have a command for that, which is space. So as my dog's approaching, I want him to give me a little bubble around myself. My requirement is that my dog stops 2 feet away from me as I tell them space. So you'll get into scenarios, usually when you first come home, or if your dog's outside, you're inside, and you go out to them, they'll be prone to jumping up on you, and you want to have a command in your arsenal to utilize. You can also use this for yourself and for guests and for other folks as well. So what this looks like is this: Ranger, Ranger, space. Good. So as soon as he stops dead in his tracks, that's perfect. We just want to be stationary. So you'll notice, Ranger, space. A lot of times he'll do that. He'll offer up a sit. That's great, but it's not my expectation. The only thing I really want is this 2-foot bubble. Ranger, space. Perfect. So from the side, let's try one from behind. It's usually the trickiest one. Space. Very good. On this one, I always treat them from the ground, and that'll help them to realize that everything should come from down low. I'm always concerned about looking down low as soon as I get the space command. So the antithesis of looking upwards. If I was treating from my hand, treating him from up high, he's going to say, oh, as soon as we say space, then this is my next go-to move, and we want to avoid that. So I always treat him from the ground on this. So let's try another repetition. You can try to get him a little bit wound up and scoot around a little bit, get him excited. Ranger, 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 Ranger. Space. Good, good. So he kind of scooted back there a little bit. He was a little bit close. I didn't want to give him a click until he had backed up enough. Space. Good. I'll accept that. And so that's one thing to take into consideration, which is that no click, no treat is very good information for a dog, as well as a click and a treat. So if they don't hear the click and the treat, they're aware they didn't do it quite right, and that's not the criteria that you're looking for specifically. And they'll remember that, and then when they do hear the click, they say, oh, this is exactly what they're looking for. So just something to take into consideration. You don't always need to click if they're not doing what you're looking for perfectly. So if he was, like this, let's say he's right next to me, I tell him, Ranger, space. He's not scooting back, he's just hanging out here, he doesn't want to do anything. Then I'm not going to give him a click and a treat. And that's really good information for Mr. Ranger. So one side note on that, if he jumps up on you, if he is on you, I'll still tell dog space and utilize the command, but I prefer to try to catch them beforehand and use it more as a preventative measure than after the fact. So just one last side note on our space command. So we'll keep working on this, work on it in an easy scenario like this, situation where the environment is easy, and then start to utilize it in harder situations and scenarios, and realize that this just kind of tapers off. It's not immediate to where he'll immediately stop jumping, but it'll just decrease, and then eventually go away. And that's really what we're looking for. He just understands that's not what we're looking for. He's not going to get rewarded forever jumping up on us.